How often do you get a prospect to the finish line only to fumble it at the last second and lose the sale altogether? It happens to us all. But don't worry, there's a solution. What you need is a mask, a pair of gloves, and a roll of bin bags. It's time to change some minds. Obviously, I am only joking. Yes, sales is about persuasion, just thankfully not that kind. When you talk with a prospect with a few well thought out questions, they will tell you everything you need to know to be able to persuade them that your solution is the solution for them. That discussion will have already taken place, and you'll already have a pretty good idea about how you can help them. More importantly, that discussion will have given light to the objections that your prospect has. Those objections may have been, from your perspective at least, dealt with in that discussion, but from the perspective of your customer, that's simply not true. Yes, you may have covered them when you talked with the client, but they still need some final and definitive confirmation. It's that final and definitive confirmation that often means the difference between closing the sale and losing it altogether.
If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out.
A few weeks ago, I was planning on getting my son a gaming PC. My initial gut feeling was to go with the same people that I got my own PC from. After all, their service was excellent, the price was, well, it's pretty standard for these things, so they were great. But I am somebody who appreciates the value of shopping around, so I decided at first to look further afield. I approached a few companies, and I don't know if you've ever dealt with companies that build gaming PCs before, but they tend to be staffed by people who are really passionate about tech and PCs, but they're not passionate or interested in sales in any way, shape or form, especially on the phone. Every single one of them made the same rookie error that nearly everybody makes when they first start out in sales, especially those of us that are self-employed and have to go it alone. And that is, they failed to reiterate my objections that I'd raised with them. But not just my objections, but their plan for how they're going to overcome them. Had those companies repeated back to me my own objections that I'd raised with them, plus their proposed solution to overcome them, I would have been much more likely to let my guard down a little and let them in closer. You see, when you repeat back both the objections and the solutions for them, it shows the prospect that you really do listen, which is super important, and that you understand them and their needs. Beyond just understanding, repeating back their objections plus your proposed solutions creates a measure of comfort, and that comfort is incredibly powerful when it comes to closing the sale. Decision making is an emotional proposition. We make the decisions emotionally first, then we back it up with logic. It is never the other way around. So when you create that layer of comfort, the prospect is in a changed emotional state, a state in which saying yes to your proposal feels like exactly the right thing to do. Closing a sale is a feeling thing, not a thinking thing.
If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out.
When's your next sales call? Next time you are on call with a potential customer and it is time to close that sale, I want you to reiterate 1 to 3 of the objections that they've already raised with you, along with your proposed solutions. Highlight each of those objections, immediately follow with your solution, and make sure you only pick 1 to 3 because you want this to be brief. Implementing this technique will help you close that sale. It does so by creating a level of comfort and reassurance for the customer, and that in turn feeds into the know, like and trust factor. The reason this is so effective is because it shows your customer that you have a skill that is super rare in this world, and that is being able to listen.